Welcome to the Korean invite-only online qualifiers. I'm JP McDaniel, joined by D Apollo. Game number 5 in this series will be on Antigua Shipyard. Apollo, talk to me about Game 1.
Game 1, crazy game. I mean, it was Hero pulls off so many unique micro strategies where it really does revolve around controlling your units well, and if you don't, then you end up dying. And DTs didn't work out. They didn't work out. You know, Live defended it really well, and with a nice little executed counterattack with that mid-timing aggression that he's so well known for, pulls off quite a swift victory. But if that had been any later than when it hit, Hero would have had the economy of the world, man. He would have had the same amount of money that's in your bank.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, down here in the bottom right-hand corner is going to be Fanatics Alive as the red. Tearing up the top left is going to be Team Liquid's very own Hero as the blue Protoss. Remember, guys, this is an extended series, best of 7. First to 4 wins will take, and we're all tied up 2-2. So basically, this is a new best of 3 here in this match.
Yeah, it is, and it can go either way. Antigua Shipyard gonna favor Alive a little bit for his mid-game aggression, just because if you try, it depends actually how Hero plays. If he tucks himself in nicely on 2 bases, it's a little bit easier to defend. But if he does try a fast third base, like we've seen almost every game we've casted off him recently, is that will hurt him a lot. Alive can drop the main, and there's absolutely no runway for him to get back to defend in time. So really does depend on how Hero plays this out. It could even end in the first 6 minutes if Hero decides to do something bat crazy, if he goes 3 or 4 gateway really early on.
I think for the first time in all of the matches that we've casted here for the Korean region, we're going to see a normal opening as we see Iraq's going down inside the main base of Alive, and Hero is not doing any proxy shenanigans as well. So I guess color me excited for what's turning out to be a normal macro game, at least the opening. Whereas like all of our matches have had motherships in them, weird contains by Hero when he was playing against Tasia. Last game we saw proxy racks coming out of Alive. Just weird stuff.
And, that's going to be nice for Hero to see that nothing's really going on. Tries to get out with his probe, and does. Pushes the SCV out of the way, and, does actually get out. And the thing is that both of these guys know each other are playing standard. There's nothing really that Protoss can do early on, aside from proxy gateways. So, Alive's SCV will go there and find out this is going to be a normal game, and it will be. So, the next couple of things that Alive needs to think about here is 2 certain timings. The first one is going to be like 5:45 when the initial 4-gate timing is, if he doesn't see any Nexus go down early here, or the next one, which is going to be between 7 and 7:30, different timings. But look at this, we actually have Alive throwing down an engineering bay, and the reason why he did that because there was no Zealot. See, no Zealot, throw an engineering bay because Stalker won't be able to bring this down fast.
And it's going to be quite annoying. Of course, his goal isn't to finish this engineering bay, guys. He's just using it here for 400 HP to deny the Nexus from going down. And let's see if Hero actually queues up another unit on this gateway, or if he's going to wait for the Nexus, or excuse me, wait for the minerals for the Nexus. And it looks like that's what he'll be doing right now.
Yeah, well, he actually queues in the Sentry. It doesn't really take too much away, just 50 minerals, so he will get that down. But nice little delaying tactic there by Alive, who's gone into his regular play of additional barracks, double refinery. So double refinery means he can be a little bit more marauder heavy while going for a same stim timing style of play. But right now, Hero, what is he going to do? Because right now, of course, he can throw down 3 extra gateways after the initial one, after he's thrown down the Nexus here, and could do something crazy, but that Alive's going to be willing to accept anything along those lines, I think, because he's the one going to be looking out for anything like that.
Absolutely. And, wow, no actual, well, okay, there we see the tech lab being added onto the racks. I think he got his gas a little bit later than expected. See some more mules now just being used. Kind of just a very not action-packed moment in this match, whereas almost all of our other games have had something crazy going on. We do see Hero moving forward, throwing down that forward pylon, putting on that early aggression, but oh no, this Stalker's going to be caught off guard by these Marines. Hero got that SCV, but he also lost the Stalker for it.
Yeah, that hurts, unfortunately, and Hero has to bite the bullet a little bit there. And there is a pylon down. Alive is going to, take full initiative while killing that Stalker, take the Zelnova tower, there's nothing going to be there. Yeah. And he doesn't quite see the probable pylon. But he is sending out another Marine or two to actually look around for anything like that, expecting any 7-minute timing. So he's actually been well prepared for this and actually gets a perfect scout on this on the left-hand side.
Yeah, and he should fall back with these 2 Marines because everything really counts. Loses that 1 to the 2 Stalkers here. Does throw up a second bunker here. 4 Marines in this first one. Those Stalkers will not be able to break that, especially with a quick reaction time here. So many FCVs pulled. Maybe too many to actually sit around on that bunker, but he does not want to lose this to a timing here from Hero.
Yeah, so far for Alive, this looks really fast because that warp-in was at 7 minutes. This looks like 4 gateways just slapped down right after the Nexus here. So he's prepared to defend this, and Hero sees 3 bunkers and absolutely won't do anything. He'll probably take the gases on the natural and tech up. He won't want to continue through with this, especially near his stim is you know, a minute away for Alive here. And Alive sends out an SCV, still sees the same amount of units there, so he can probably send his SCVs back with that 3rd bunker finishing up because he knows that this shouldn't really be followed through by Hero with 3 bunkers down.
He is actually spreading his SCVs out 3 to each one, and Hero's actually quite happy with this. A random Marine slips into Hero's base and sees everything that's going on, including, I believe, the double forge. Hero's going to actually pull out of this attack. Let's go into his view real quick. He does see the double forge, but Hero actually cancels one of them. Throws down a robotics facility.
Mind games, man. He's going to tech up to Colossus most likely here. But look, 9 SCVs still on the natural by Alive. That's actually a bit of a mistake here.
Yeah.
You can't just sit there with SCVs like that for so long. He's losing a lot of mining time, and he's checking out with 1 more SCV, and he will go back now. But he lost a lot of money because of that, unfortunately. But he is, you know, gone up to, or he has gone up to his 5 barracks once again. Is starting to add on additional tech labs and reactors. And let's see what Hero's going to do with the cancel of that 2nd forge. I think that he's going to throw a robotic speed down because that's a lot of gas that he can throw somewhere else now.
And yes, indeed, the robotics bay will be the choice here from Hero. Let's see. Do you think he's going to throw down? He's got 2 probes over here to the east of his main. Is he going to throw down a hidden expansion over here? What is his goal? He's got quite the amount of minerals at this point as well.
I mean, right now is a time where you can expand, and he may want to, but that's really risky because think about where drops usually go. They may go on this right-hand side. We actually see 2 medivacs here as well, but I think he's just actually moving probes and pylons around to see drops because he knows this is a very dangerous map to play against drops with, and 2 medivacs are making their way in, but Hero already has stalkers in place, but they're not underneath the medivacs, and if they unload, these 4 stalkers will melt immediately. Yeah,
with that stem, they will melt, like you just said, but he should be able to fall back. He's going to lose 3 of them. Warps in 2 more Zealots. Is kind of keeping this at bay as best as he can. Pulls the probes out. Now his main force is here, and he should be able to take this out quite easily. Live is not even going to try to lift off. He should try to get out his 2 medevacs, though, and he does do so, as there are simply not enough Stalkers. Takes out a probe, though, while retreating.
And the Colossus is going to be a big surprise for Alive, who has absolutely no idea yet. It's building 3 and 4 medivac, and will be wanting to go to 5 and 6 most likely because he thinks he's playing double forge. So if you're playing against double forge, you never go to Vikings. You just consistently keep on making medivacs and have an almost unbeatable or you know, an immortal army, you could say, where they will not die here. And still from Alive, no 3rd base. He never does it. He delays it by so much to keep the aggression on. But he's about to walk into Colossus, and they won't do anything. His units won't do anything. They don't have. Well, the Colossus doesn't have thermal lance, so Marauders could stim up and pick it off. But there's enough force fields, and I don't think Hero's really going to slip up on that.
3rd base finally going down for Alive. It looks like Alive wants to do a drop here, but Hero should be somewhat ready for it. Going to take out this forward pylon in the main base. Colossus number 1 is out. Colossus number 2 about halfway. Extended thermal lance about halfway as well. And Alive still thinks it to be, like you had mentioned, a double forge play. So he's being very aggressive with these units. And in a matter of moments, that 2nd Colossus is going to be out. It's not going to be a fun time for Alive.
Oh, this is a bit of a risky drop to do here, but he does put half on the low ground, half on the high ground, and it does work out okay for him. Better than it. Well, actually, he lost a medivac full of units there, so I guess not. But if Alive's smart, he'll click on a unit and see that 1-1 was actually really delayed. It was more like 0-1 and then 1-1 if he was looking at the units. And if he did, then he'd realize there is a tech behind this, and he may actually start to build a Ghost Academy or add Vikings. But right now, we're not seeing that in the production tab, so that leads to believe that he's not expecting this 3 Colossus push. And this 3 Colossus push can be very deadly.
And it Does he see the... I mean, he still has no idea as far as I... Let's go and look at... No, he never even scanned the main. Looks like Hero wants to try and expand here. He sent the probe over, saw the factory landed, sent a Zealot to take out that factory. Is a Marine, though, and it does clean up the probe, but now that factory's going to have to lift here in a matter of moments. Alive, so active on the map with his Bioforces and Medivacs. Looks like he's finally wanting to fall back home now. His third base is up and running. Those 3 Colossus are done out with 1-1 as well as range, and I think Hero might go for that push.
Yeah, he's going to go for it, man. He's absolutely going to go for it. He has such a big power push right now. Why would you sit back and expand? A scan lands down on the natural and now sees the robotics bay. And Hero, his time is limited. He has to go for it now if he wants to try and get this attack. A third Nexus does come down anyway, but that's besides the point. He doesn't care about that 400 minerals. He can easily throw a third Nexus down to prevent this being a super all-in. But he's absolutely going to do damage.
Such a good bait here, using that one Stalker to bring the entire force of Alive. Alive falls back, though, and I think he's probably screaming, well, there's some Colossus in there. I have no Vikings whatsoever. 2 of them just now started, throwing down a second star part as well as another reactor here. Ghost with Mobius Reactor is out, throwing down some missile turrets, but they will not be done in time. The 2 Colossus, actually, that Alive does have out, were just taken out so quickly here. Force field's coming down. Hero is just destroying this army.
Yeah, this is looking very easy here for Hero. So many Stalkers. Vikings will never get close to picking off the Colossus, and that makes a very easy victory for Hero here, looking to tie this up, or stretch the lead, should I say, with the extended series rule applied here. And Hero goes up now. And, well, what can we say, JP? A one-sided battle here for Hero.
Yeah, Hero's really not even controlling all that well. Loses one of his Colossus here. Takes out the Marauders and Vikings that were doing damage to the other one. 16 kills on one of those, 15 on the other. That is just the amount of damage they can do if they are unmatched by the Viking count from a Terran opponent here. Third base completely denied. Does salvage 3 medevacs, but now Alive is facing his unit-producing structures under attack here, and that is not going to be good whatsoever for any Terran player.
Yeah, he's facing impending doom now, and look at that, blink under the Vikings, 1-2, see you later, and now the Colossus are free to do their damage, and they will.
Yeah, should be GG here as soon as these forces fall. Hero actually moving forward with a blink there, taking out the remaining Marauders, really the only big damage dealer. Good game, and Hero takes the lead 3-2. Apollo, what were your thoughts on that game overall?
I think that, you know, both sides played out it really well, but I think there's something that Alive could have been a little bit smarter on, and which is the point I brought up, where, you know, while he was, you know, harassing and dropping the main base of his opponent, it's really difficult to pick up on such a small, fine detail like that, but to see +1 armor being researched by itself and being completed by itself, and then being like, well, there's like a full minute before +1 attack comes, because that isn't double forge. And, you know, I mean, maybe you can argue that there's a 10-second difference, maybe Hero messed up his gas timings or whatever, but I think that should have been a good signal to him that this wasn't just a double forge gateway only style of play.
All right, guys, well, that does it for game number 5 between Liquid Hero and Fanatics Alive. Coming up next right here at MLG.TV will be game number 6. Will Hero close it out? We hope you guys join us. We'll see you then.